There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the Infinity Gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, The Church of Failure, and with me as always is my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney. How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. Finally got the car out on the road today.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm very happy about that. Thanks to Matt's help with some of the electrical issues.
It actually drives?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright. So you got that going for you at least.
Yeah. And I finally got back to the comic book store this week after, the holidays being on Wednesdays and stuff. I didn't bother trying to go out the day after and stuff, so.
Right.
It'd been a few weeks. So that was kind of nice. Get back and browse some actual, paper.
Yeah. What'd you find?
Oh, let's see. Hill House released. What was it called? Daphne something. That was pretty weird and fun. Sonata issue 6 or 7 came out. Still reading Knights Temporal from Aftershock, so I was able to pick up that, and I don't know why I did it, but I grabbed issue 1 of Miles Morales, The End, or it might actually just be a one-shot. They had that in Venom. And I was like, I'll go with Miles Morales. He's a fun character, and God, it was awful.
Okay. All right. Novel Bro, if you're watching, Stream 3, buddy. He'll know what I mean.
3?
He'll know what I mean. We're talking in code here. We're being degenerates.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Don't cross the streams, guys.
Well, I mean, we're Ghostbusters, man. What do you want from us? Let me send him a little message there. Make sure he got that. All right. So, hope everyone's doing. Let's get some laughing, crying emojis in the chat. That's in reference to another friend that I made today that wasn't John Delarosa on Twitter. So
I don't know why, but I love the Twitter beefs that you get into.
You love it when I make friends on Twitter, don't you?
Oh, so much.
The art and Miles Morales, The End is dog shit, says SJW Spidey.
Yes.
So yeah,
yes, it is.
That's your take as well, I see.
Yeah, the art's terrible, and the story is just dripping with virtue signaling.
I did see in Superman Year 1 that there was a paper up on the wall that was framed that said, "Man bites dog, mainstream media blames Trump." But get back to it, the laughing, crying emojis. I don't know if you're familiar with CRP, Cuck Red Pill.
Yes,
as we like to call him.
Yeah, I am. I'm very familiar with that guy.
Well, he has this one sycophant fan that defended the fact that he's a whoremongering, cheating, abortion enabler, and I just kind of had a little bit of fun with him, and he got called out for the amount of laughing, crying emojis that he was using in his quote unquote dunks on me. Oh man. I'm gonna go stream with my friends about comic books and have such a fulfilling life. How terrible! With my wife and 3 natural children, it's wonderful. It's so terrible. Aaron, save me from this meaningless existence so that I can parade whores around on my live streams.
I mean, how do you want me to do it? Like bullet to the kneecap, or fake your death?
I would prefer faking my death better than kneecapping, at least. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay. I'm just asking, dealer's choice.
Well, straight dunks. That's right. That's right.
Some
What is
some
what?
NBA shit going on you? Is that what was happening?
SJW Spidey's dropping some hot links in the chat. Why I stopped online
Uh-oh.
dating and started fingering my own ass. By editor. It's not even telling me who wrote this, just editor. I'm guessing she doesn't want her name out there.
I'm totally bringing this up. Her
The
name? I was thinking his name, but
the tags are self-love, 3 fingers in the butt, and my big ass. This has nothing to do with comic books, Spidey. What are you doing?
I don't care.
Oh man, no, he didn't post any K-pop gifts, unfortunately, Chad. That would have been fantastic. What up, Matt Christie? How's it going, Danielle? Welcome to the show, Exus Zero. I don't know if you've been here before. Welcome to the Gospel of Comics. Anyway, I don't know that we'll see Novel Bro. I have a hankering suspicion that he's watching the UFC fight right now. But anyway, I have been sober since Tuesday.
Holy shit.
I will not be sober by the end of this stream. It's a fair warning, everyone.
That's right. Your New Year's resolution.
No, man, the fact that I've been on painkillers and antibiotics. What's wrong with you?
That's good point.
Because I drink less on the regular doesn't mean that I drink any less regular. Oh, SJW Spidey saying that JDA ghost wrote the article. I would believe that in comparison to some of his comic books. So, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that first. We're gonna make you hang around for the long haul. Unfortunately, we do have a new issue of 52 to look at this week, in keeping up with our weekly coverage of 52. So I hope you guys are interested in hanging around for that. If not, if you want to duck out and come back in about an hour to catch the JDA goss, it'll be on replay, all that good shit. But we hope you stick around. We have a good time here. Let's see.
All right.
Where are we at? Let's go ahead and get this pulled up. So, is there anything you wanted to bring up before we just jump into 52? Week 3?
Well, I guess continue with kind of, I guess, my first impressions sort of theme we have going on. So far, definitely my favorite out of the 3.
Really?
Really. I like kind of that, it just opens with a bang. The mystery thing, and then we're thrown right into some action.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
it's just kind of like nonstop. Like this issue just blew by. Like
Yeah,
I got
it
to
did.
the end, I was like the fuck.
Well, that's probably because this is the second issue in a row that has not had a fucking day 7. Like, come on, DC. Weeks have 7 days. 7 days. If you have to put out 30-page issues to get that 7th day in there, just do it. Just put the 7th day in. That is what. Well, I guess if they're comparing themselves to God did rest on the 7th day. So,
True.
Maybe they just gave the writers the 7th day off.
That's fair.
But anyway,
But
I
yeah,
want my 7th day.
But yeah, this was a really good issue. I really, really like this one.
Okay.
It's definitely, and also comparing to like last week's, which is kind of slower, not bad, but kind of a little sluggish, I guess. And then it just throws you right back into this with all the action and stuff. I like that. It puts the previous issue in much better context, which I think I predicted last week.
No, Montoya is not even in this issue, Chad. Renee Montoya and the Question are not in this issue at all. Ralph Dibney is not in this issue. This issue focuses pretty much solely on John Henry Irons, aka Steel, Black Adam, and Booster Gold. Those are your 3 main players in this issue. They get multiple days apiece. So, anyway, jumping right in. Yeah, this is post Final Crisis 52. And I'm glad you bring that up, Spidey, because in this issue, they do actually. I'll get to it. We open up issue 3, or week 3, however you want to phrase it. Go ahead and get this pulled up on screen for the people. There we go. Alright, we open up week 3 with what appears to be a corpse that is supposedly Lex Luthor in the middle of Gotham City. Now, why Lex Luthor would be dead and naked in the middle of Gotham City, nobody really knows. But
He's naked?
isn't? No, he's not. I'm sorry. It just looks like he is. The coloring's not that great. His skin tone and his shirt color are basically the same. Sorry.
And can I just point out the female detective? Like they drew the outline of her ass under her long coat in that first panel.
Because they're good people.
Exactly. I just wanted to throw props out for that one.
Ayrton, where are her organs, Ayrton? For God's sake, man.
Oh, she couldn't possibly actually live. She would have no liver.
Where are Power Girl's organs, for that matter? Speaking
Neither
of
of us
Power
have
Girl,
livers, but
well, I do. It's just black.
I just had mine removed.
The story. Well, no, I did the smart thing. I have a clone that I drag around with me everywhere for spare parts. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, need a new liver? Just cut it out of the clone.
Can you give me the name of your clone guy?
Yeah, I'll DM it to you.
All right, cool.
The story cuts over to Power Girl chasing down a villain that is kind of unknown. His name is Terra Man. TERRA dash man.
I kind of love this guy. Like, he's kind of what I picture you as a supervillain.
Shh, don't dox me, bro. But he is. He's defined as a redneck that can fly, so fuck you. Might be southern, but I'm not no fucking redneck. Excuse me. But yes, he is a cowboy on a, I don't know, motorized jetpack type horse deal.
In Marvel, they call them sky cycles.
Yeah. But he's robbed what looked to be diamonds from a plane in midair, and apparently almost cost the lives of hundreds of people.
And when my eyes first glanced down to that panel, I thought it was a bag of eggs. Like, don't they kind of look like eggs?
I mean, I guess. Terra Church.
He's got the cowboy hat, so I was like, farmer.
Danielle says we might as well make her topless and throw on some pasties. Well, yeah, why not? Tossing the tassels and those pasties, and every man would buy this comic. Well, it is a Power Girl comic. A lot of men buy this comic anyway. But anyway, she's
probably my favorite female superhero costume.
Is it because of the window?
No, it's because it shows like 40% of her ass.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. But yeah, you can see that she also has the cleavage window cut out,
which is also fun.
But anyway, Power Girl's chasing him down, and he actually makes a reference to Infinite Crisis in regards to Power Girl's origin. The fight's cut short with the intervention of Black Adam stopping Power Girl from punching the villain just into next Tuesday. And he explains that Power Girl has no jurisdiction as she's entered Kondak airspace over North Africa, which is something kind of unheard of at this point in superhero comics. Superheroes were just given free reign. They could do whatever the fuck they want to. And
who's going to stop them?
Right. And Black Adam's just like, nah, fam. This is my place. You let me deal with this. And Terra Man just basically gets off scot-free from what we can tell. And that's pretty much it from day one. But like I said, like Ayrton pointed out earlier, there's a lot of action in this issue. And I mean, this is a good, 4 pages of fight.
Yeah.
And then another page of Black Adam stopping Power Girl. So I'll pull another page up so you guys can awe at Power Girl again. Okay, yeah.
Can I just point out the one panel where it's showing like looking down at her? They somehow covered up her cleavage.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a coloring mishap. It looks like it was painted the same color as her outfit instead of her skin. But I mean, that happens all the time. If you read old comics, it happens literally all the time. You still there? Oh, you muted. Okay, he had to mute for a second. I'm guessing he's spanking at Power Girl. Go ahead and finish. You're good.
Oh, I thought I hit the unmute button after I coughed.
But anyway, you see Black Adam stopping her here, and this kind of gives you an idea of how powerful Black Adam is. The Super Family, which Power Girl is basically a part of, I believe she's a Kryptonian from a parallel Earth that was merged into Earth 1 during the crisis, which is why she stayed here. But because the Kryptonians, even under a yellow sun, are vulnerable to magic, some of those panels are so close to a vagina shot. Good God. This is a children's comic, Danielle. What are you talking about? They are. They are. You're right. But the Kryptonians, even under a yellow sun, are vulnerable to magic. So these guys, the Adams, like the Black Adam and the Adams family, Black Adam and the Marvel family from Captain Marvel Jr., all of these guys, they're on par, if not more powerful, than the Supermen and Supergirls and Superboys of the world. They are basically the weakness of Superman besides Kryptonite. Billy Batson was the only thing that could stop Superman in Kingdom Come when he was at the peak of his power. So that's just some food for thought, is that Black Adam is a credible threat even with like Supergirl and Power Girl still running around. You can't just send a Kryptonian after him and expect them to just punch him around like a baby doll. But that takes us into day 2. Now, day 2 is one of the more boring days of the series. It's only 2 pages, but it shows John Henry Irons, aka Steel, and his niece Natasha, who we saw in a previous issue get stripped of her armor because of, insolence toward John. Well, here they're having a heated argument about her not being able to attend the conference with him because she got a D in English. Which she responds, yeah, but I aced trigonometry, I aced physics, I aced chemistry and calculus and all this other shit. And he's like, yeah, you did well in the sciences, which come naturally to you. But if you had to put any work towards it, you just kind of bailed on it. So, I just imagine the amount of rubble and crap would get in the cleavage of the booby window. It's pretty gross. Look, this is cheesecake for the actual audience of these books. Thank you, but no, you're not wrong. But anyway,
Can
go ahead.
somebody go test that theory?
I don't know. Give me a
Like
power girl. Give me a
Go
power
wear
girl.
that costume and just like smash a wall with a sledgehammer, and we'll see what happens for science.
We'd have to have
and then
somebody
take it off slow.
We'd have to have somebody with a significant bust for that.
Yeah, and then they'd have to take the top off slowly so we could catch all of the rubble that falls out of the tits and weigh it.
Right.
And get
For
like
science.
substantial data. Exactly, for science.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm there 100% with you. Oh,
All
and you want to know, after that conversation, just kind of going back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, this friend that I made on Twitter, this fan of CRP, he called me a male feminist. I mean, I am for women that I like, I guess, but
I mean, because you think they should be allowed to leave the kitchen, at least to go get the mail.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, This is why one of us is still married and one of us is divorced, Ayrton. Jesus Christ. Anyway, um, his niece storms off, and Irons gets a call to report into Star Labs to help identify a body, and we're left to assume that it's Luthor's body they want to identify. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for day 2. So day 2 is the shortest and probably most boring day out of this. Now, we do get another run-in with Black Adam in day 3. So, let's go ahead and jump on over to that. So this is where it kind of gets interesting. This is where my favorite storyline for this entire series comes into play. Okay.
Okay.
And you're not gonna see it start to unfold for a little while yet, but you'll kind of get where I'm going as we progress through. But not this issue, but this series. Black Adam is approached by 2 goons who are aptly named Roughhouse and Noose. And they bring a gift of gold, and which is apparently worth 2 million something, and an Egyptian virgin who is supposedly the prettiest virgin in Egypt. Now the girl.
Okay, I always have an issue with this.
Yeah.
Like, how do they know, like, for a fact that she's a virgin? Like, in any of these stories, or it's like, oh yeah, she's totally the most beautiful virgin in all the land. How do you know this?
I mean,
like, what do you spread it open and see if the hymen's there? I mean, what if she like masturbates or something?
That's how gynecologists do it.
I mean, fair enough.
Come on, man. Asking the important questions here tonight, folks.
Of course.
But the girl tries to run away, and she's captured by one of the goons, and they're reminded not to damage the gift, quote unquote. And they ask Black Adam, what do you say? And Black Adam promptly crushes Noose's head and says, no deal. I guess I should pull that up. I guess the people probably want to see Black Adam crush somebody's head.
Oh, well, of course they do. Come on, who doesn't?
And I like how they used basically the same panel but added some blood splatter.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
And then you see Terra Man just kind of hanging out in the background like, hey, Adam, I like your style. But this, as you can see on the next page, leads us right into day 4. So again, 2 short days, and because there's a lot that happens on day 2 or day 1 and day 5, day 4 and 5. I don't know. A lot of stuff happens in these next couple of days, so they have to give you some short ones. But the impact of these events actually have a lasting effect. And when you read this as a whole, it makes a lot more sense. But again, it's one of the things that I wonder on an issue by issue format. Did this actually work? Did this hit the audience the way you wanted it to? Because reading it as a single issue by issue, like I itch to read more of it.
Oh, definitely. It's I did this to myself, saying I was gonna review it this way, but after this one especially, I definitely wanted to keep reading with the way that they end this. But I can definitely see, if you don't have the ability to read forward like I do, like, waiting for that next week, like, okay, I gotta go get this one.
Right. And that's one of the things that I can honestly say, people that read this with any kind of regularity, they probably finished the series out. It's very rare that you find multiple back issues of any particular issue of this book, unless they were variant covers in a back issue bin. Now, you might find a full run of it because someone sold a collection recently, but it usually, if it's in back issues and you're not filling in an issue you might have just missed, it usually comes and goes in blocks. So, you got that going for you. But day 4, you pick up with Skeets, and Skeets is. And let me just critique this page just a little bit. I think the impact of the first 3 panels would be much better if they were spread out for an entire page, as opposed to having the splash at the bottom and these first 3 panels. Because I think these first 3 panels should have been on a page by themselves, and then you turn the page, and then there, boom, is the explosion. But Skeets is trying to get this
Yeah.
Euro cart guy. That's how you say it, right? Euro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say gyro, but Euro is the correct pronunciation of the lamb stuffed pita. Correct.
Yes, there's a high population of Middle Eastern people up here in Michigan, weirdly enough.
Okay.
So yes, that is how you pronounce it.
Okay. Well, he's selling euros at the Euro cart, and Skeets is like, "Man, you're gonna want to move. You're gonna want to move your cart." And the guy just keeps
guy's just like, euro, no euro.
And Skeets is just like pushing him out of the way, and then all of a sudden, this armored villain just comes flying out of the ground, exploding right where that cart is. So this tells us 2 things. Even based on the malfunctions that Skeets has been having, his clock does still work correctly. He still is able to perceive when things are going to happen at the precise moment. He's not malfunctioning all the time. But we'll see when we go forward here that when we go forward here that Booster Gold takes down the enemy known as Shockwave, and make sure that he's loud enough for everybody to everybody to pick up his sound bites or whatever, and quickly dispatches of this guy. Go ahead.
I'll have to say, first issue, I kind of hated Booster Gold. I thought he was a twat, but he's starting to grow on me.
But he's a lovable twat.
Yeah, like he's starting to grow on me because he's kind of a goofball,
right?
At the same time,
yeah.
He's like the personification of playing superhero when you're 7. Like, oh, I didn't say that line loud enough. Let me say it again louder.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. But anyway, Booster, dispatches of the villain and makes a side reference to Skeet that, hey, how much money do we have on this game that's going on, the ball game that's playing over the radio, and the scores being advertised on the Jumbotron or whatever. And, they put a sizable amount of money on the game, and he's just like, all right, it'd hate not to be rich after doing that. But he then goes and signs a contract for a sponsorship with, what is it, Acteon Pharmaceuticals? Acteon Holt Pharmaceuticals.
No idea how to say that.
Well, after he signs a contract for the sponsorship, there's obviously like this after party where everybody's glad handing and doing a meet and greet. And in the middle of all this, unbeknownst to Booster Skeets, 2 federal agents arrest the president and founder or whatever of the company for fraud or for securities fraud, saying the SEC has been investigating him for a while and that his company is basically done, therefore rendering Booster's sponsorship basically null and void, obsolete. Now Booster's freaking the fuck out. He's like, this isn't supposed to happen. And Skeets is like, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, you want me to get back in touch with Dr. Magnus? And Booster's like, no. I need you to find me a man named Rip Hunter. Now, that name probably doesn't mean a lot to a lot of you. Probably to any of you. But Rip Hunter is the leader of the Time Force. He is the world's foremost expert on time travel and intertime dimensions and all that good shit. So, it obviously kind of goes hand in hand that Booster, being a time traveling agent, would, interact with them a lot.
And know what the hell's going up with the timeline.
Right. So, Oh man. Let's see here. Now, that's pretty much all for day 4. Um, yeah, this does kind of blow by really quickly because it's just a
Yeah.
lot of action, and it's really great art. I've got to say, the art in this book, it just puts modern day, like everyday comics in today's world kind of to shame.
Oh yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I would be embarrassed if I was writing Black Cat or that Miles Morales book right
yeah. Besides like the oddball, like like character in the background where they just kind of do like the quick outline and coloring, and like in that party scene, there's the fat guy in the background where his head is way too small for his body. But besides like little background stuff like that, yeah, all the stuff right in your face is just fantastic.
now. SJW Spidey saying, "Bring up the page." What page? The opiates are taking hold. This is one of my favorite booster stories. Yeah. Okay, I can bring up one of the other booster pages. Hold on. I'll get it pulled up for you. No problem, buddy. We'll get that here. But yeah. Um, and we'll go ahead and lead into to day 5 with that. So that's the final page there with Booster Gold, and you can see there again he's got his sponsors on his jacket and all that good stuff. He also suggests another Booster Gold run. Oh, I had it up already. Okay, cool. Well, I'll pull this one back down then. Fuck you. He also mentions there's another booster run by Jeff Johns that's excellent. It'll make you love the character. I actually like just about anything with him and Ted Cord Blue Beetle in it. Those are some of my favorites.
I could see that being fun.
Yeah. So, but anyway, day 5, you cut back over to John Henry Irons in Star Labs, examining the corpse of quote unquote Lex Luthor. And I say quote unquote, and I even wrote that in my notes, because immediately after they start to examine the body, they find out that he's wearing contact lenses.
Now, why is he being examined at Star Labs?
Because
I'm
it's
still kind
Lex
of confused
Luthor.
about that. All right.
You have no idea what's going on when it comes to Lex Luthor, so you just kind of you have to send him to Star Lab. Make sure it's not a clone. Make sure it's not somebody who's been surgically altered to look like Lex Luthor. To run his blood type. Check his ping for this dimension. All that shit. But as they say, his DNA is identical. But he's wearing contact lenses. Now, Lex Luthor has green eyes. So the fact that this clone is wearing contact lenses, they say that they're spotless. There's no wear on them. There's no scratches on the cornea from contact wear. So you begin to assume that this is a plant, and then Lex himself walks in with a media entourage. Now this is fucking brilliant.
I loved this.
Whoever thought of this is a fucking genius. But this is brilliant. He's like, and I'm going to read this verbatim here. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you have questioned my activities, my actions, my very character and integrity. You have demanded explanations and investigations into my activities both during my presidency and after. Because remember, Lex Luthor was president for a while. Many of you have questioned my very sanity. Time and again I have protested my innocence. Time and again, you and your viewers and readers have demanded proof. You have demanded an explanation for reasons that will become apparent. I have been unable to provide you with one until now. So he rolls in with his entourage, and he and John Henry Irons are talking to one another under their breath. You can see by the dotted lines on the pages, and you could tell that John immediately figured out what's going on. I mean, the man's a genius. He knows what's up. And Lex Luthor is just like, well, I trust you found and removed the contacts, right? So he goes, ladies
Doesn't
and
even try and play dumb.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, earlier this week, a body was discovered in Gotham City. The body of this man. And he reveals his own corpse to the press. And he's like, this is the asshole that did it.
I love how he just strolls in and just like slaps his cock down on the examination table. It's like, nah, I'm innocent, y'all.
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler. Like, you'll know it when you see it, and I think they even explain it when it immediately comes up. But you'll notice he's really handsy with John Henry Irons in this scene. He got his hand wrapped around him. He's shaking his hand. That's going to be important later.
Okay.
So, just putting that out there. It's going to be important later. But anyway, let's see. I think that's my notes for this one. But yeah, John immediately wise to his plan. Lex is using a doppelganger to excuse any actions of criminality or illicit activity over the last few years. John doesn't really stand a chance to stop Luthor from exonerating himself of his crimes now. So that's that's pretty much where this one leaves off. But it's so well executed. You don't even think about it. Like, who would think about finding a doppelganger of themselves to use as a scapegoat for all their crimes and illicit activities? And
don't you also do that with your clone besides just take its organs?
I don't commit crimes, Ayrton. Those are my clones. It's been proven time and time again.
Right. Okay. My bad. Sorry.
I couldn't possibly leave fingerprints at the scenes. I don't have any. But anyway, that's pretty much the end of this day. Now there's one more day, and it's another short one, but it's very impactful.
Oh yeah, I love this.
So let's see here. Go ahead and get this pulled up here. Now, Black Adam has called a meeting, a press conference, if you will, in the middle of New York City, and Lois Lane, who lives in Metropolis, is there just for a press conference with Black Adam, and so is Terra Man.
Which, isn't this odd for them to actually name a real city?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, Marvel, everything happens in New York. End of story. But yeah, DC,
Well, yeah.
I mean, they've got all their fictitious, like they've got,
Or the Savage Lands.
that's in New York City. Yeah, the Savage
Sorry,
Lands is
that's
definitely.
that's Staten Island. My bad.
Yeah. So, well, I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to call it the Bronx, but okay. But basically,
No, it's definitely Staten Island. I have lots of family from there.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely Staten Island.
Do they wear loincloths and ride dinosaurs?
After so many drinks, yes.
Okay, cool. I want to hang out with these guys. But Black Adam calls a press conference in the middle of New York. Lois Lane is in attendance. And all these reporters and onlookers and police watch on with their cameras and their microphones and everything. And Black Adam, again, in the company of Terra Man, who he's recently rescued from Power Girl beating the shit out of, he professes that he is dedicated to making Kahndaq a great place for too long. He has overlooked...
Make Kahndaq great again.
Yeah. He has... and I think that kind of goes to what somebody in the chat said earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah. SJW Spidey said, base Trump Black Adam. But anyway, he said that, he's no longer just going to focus solely on Kahndaq. He's going to expand his vision. He's going to look closer and harder at watching watching the overall state of the world and trying to make it a better place, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Well, he then looks at Terra Man and he says, people like this man don't deserve to live. and grabs him by the collar and rips him in half.
And done.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
That's fucking it, folks.
Yeah, he rips him in half and flies off, and he's just like, "Well, I'm out of here."
And
Now,
it is so hard not to keep reading after that.
Yeah. Well, one thing
But
I
I'm
do
doing
want to
it for
point
you,
out
everybody.
is you get little snippets and little clips of this thing in a vial. It looks almost like a worm or a cocooned caterpillar or something. I know what this is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay.
But you just know that it's important, the fact that they showed it over several days.
All right. I'm going to keep that and Lex getting all handsy with steel.
And the goons that approach Black Adam.
And
All of
the
that
goons.
stuff, yeah.
Well,
all of this stuff is intertwined.
Well, you got to remember that. You got to remember the goons.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that the everything that happens in the story, nothing is accidental. Nothing is just throwaway. Like, honestly, the most insignificant thing that I think that happens in 52 is the Ralph Dibny arc, in my personal opinion. Which isn't quite over yet, but it's the shortest and seemingly most insignificant thing about this. So, I don't know. What are your final?
Because
Go ahead.
that's where I thought his arc was gonna be like one of the bigger ones, just from how they basically started the story with that one.
Nope.
Huh. Weird.
Not even a little bit. All right. So, anyway, what are your overall thoughts of the issue, the story so far? What do you have any ideas of what's going on at all? I mean, we haven't even gotten into the meat of this yet.
I mean, not I don't really have any idea, like, you know, what kind of like weird multi-dimensional sci whatever is going on.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm liking kind of this, you know, perspective of what happens when the Trinity disappear, basically.
Yeah. Well,
and
I
you know, getting to showcase like these basically like S characters.
Yeah, the C and D list characters that pop up out of nowhere. Like, you're not even getting like the Teen Titans, and you're not getting like even the second runners. You know, Nightwing's not out here kicking ass or anything. You know, Dick Grayson didn't put on a bat suit. You know, Green Lanterns,
and I like that.
Like, Green Lanterns were briefly referenced in this issue, but you haven't seen any of them yet, except at a memorial. Like, they're not the ones that are being focused on in the story, but it's a world arcing story. It's not a story about Power Girl. It's not a story about Renee Montoya. It's not a story about Elongated Man. It's a story about the DC universe as a whole, and
I really, really like that. And I like how they're, you know, because if something like this was attempted today, you would have Dick Grayson taking up the Batman mantle while Bruce was away, and you would have, you know, you would have all the big spectacle stuff, but they were, I like how they were smart enough to just keep it at this low level and like, no, we're going to refrain from doing that shit.
Yeah.
and tell a compelling story with, so far, very interesting characters.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, is that all of these characters in their own right are interesting. I love the Question. You know, I saw somebody that I have a lot of respect for their opinion for on Twitter. I think it was Purge, said that you know, the death of Vic Sage, the Question storyline, is probably one of the greatest comics of the decade. And they're saying that at the beginning of 2020. So I mean, that's high praise.
Yeah.
But I've always liked the Question as a character. That's the character that Rorschach was based off of. I've always liked, the idea. Like a lot of people have a problem with Renee. Well, I'm not gonna get too far into that. A lot of people have a problem with Renee Montoya in this book, but I actually really like the plot line of it. A lot of people don't like Booster Gold, but Booster Gold is a classic DC character that just doesn't get any love anymore because he's not Superman, he's not Batman, and he's not Green Lantern or Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And that's just it's a damn shame. But anyway, no. Any other final thoughts or anything you want to bring up? Any questions or anything you?
Oh no, I'm just definitely looking forward to reading week 4.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping, and so far my small predictions between issues have been right. So I'm hoping there's some interesting conflict about Black Adam tearing the cowboy guy in half, whatever it was, Terra Man.
I guarantee you, where you're sitting right now, you will never expect the end of the Black Adam story arc, or even the middle of it, where it actually starts to kick off. It hasn't kicked off yet.
Oh, I mean, I figured that. We're 3 weeks in.
I'm just saying, like Black Adam, his story arc is probably my second favorite of all of this stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, man, we dropped in viewership a good bit. I guess nobody wanted to hang out to hear the JDA shit, but we're still gonna do it. Let's see here. All right, so I have a propensity, right, of making friends on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a prolific tweeter, so to speak, but I tweet a good bit. I find a lot of interesting topics that I want to weigh in on, whether it's positively or negatively. Usually I'm fairly easy to get along with, I think, right?
I mean, how long have we been doing the show now?
I mean, almost not quite a year, but it's getting damn close.
Yeah.
A couple of months out from being a year. But I'm generally pretty easy to get along with. I mean, I might have some opinions. I might think one of your opinions is shit. But generally, I don't just say you're a fuck ass just to be an asshole. So,
right.
Here I am, minding my own business, and I see a tweet from Cecil. Dick in Comics. I don't know if you're familiar with Cecil. He's the guy that wears a mask on a lot of Ethan's live streams. And said, hello. A fun guy.
Wears his own mask to Comic-Con.
Yeah. We've talked about him on the show before, but I love Cecil. Is Danielle still with us, or did she pass out drunk? Take bets in the chat. One's if she's still with us, two if she's drunk. 2 if she's drunk and passed out in the bathroom floor. We still love her, though. She's the best.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully she left the stream running, but if not, that's okay. I don't mind. But anyway, Cecil comes in and he says, while losing a fight with Sweetcast, JDA told him that he had his docs info. While losing a fight with Just a Girl, JDA told her that she had her personal info as well. Anyone who gives this guy their name and address to buy one of his crappy books should have their head examined. And I've chimed in with a concern that I've had for a little while now, since all these doxing allegations and all this bullshit started up, right? I said the shenanigans itself, his shenanigans make me weary to back anything, to be fair. I don't distrust the creators I've backed, but in the future I'll be using a SOC email for any crowdfund projects that I back. And I want you to notice something before we scroll down, okay?
Okay.
Look in the initial Cecil tweet. Okay. Do you see a tag for John Delarose anywhere?
I do not.
Do you see a tag for John Delarose in my response?
Not that I can pick out.
Oh, really? Because this motherfucker just saunters into the thread. And he says, it's worse because these guys actually dox people and I never have. First off, evidence. There's no evidence that they've doxed people. But most of my books are just on Amazon. I never even interact with people who buy the books. They just read immediately. And then he links his book. Now you'll notice a theme here. Every one of his fucking responses, he links his piece of shit book to. And we're going to take a look at this piece of shit book.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait.
But, I responded to him and I was like, look, you've threatened to dox people. Even if your defense is, I never have, the implication is that you will is enough to keep people from trusting you. He's like, I jabbed on Twitter against people who were harassing me and who never backed my books. Now, first off, motherfucker, I jab people on Twitter all day, every day. That's my bread and motherfucking butter. It's what I love to do. It is how I get my anger and my aggression out. I jab at motherfuckers just like you, except they're smarter. But I never threaten to dox them.
Not always.
No, they are always smarter than him. This is the dumbest motherfucker I've ever encountered.
Okay.
Like this motherfucker, honestly, this motherfucker makes Comic Book Hut look like a fucking genius.
God damn.
But
so instead of the Batmobile, does he have the short bus mobile?
I think he has the bus pass mobile. But anyway, I take jab at people for harassing me who never back my books. First off, you don't know me from Adam, you son of a bitch. You don't know if I've never backed one of your books. Why are you talking to me like this? Secondly, his response is, they aren't and never were customers. This is just a ploy so Cecil can get some drama before launching his book. And you jumping into threads.
And?
Okay. So.
See, this is the main difference between, I think, how you and me go about Twitter. By this point, I would have just put up some snarky, sarcastic gif and called it good.
Yeah, but
I'm assuming you went a little bit more into this.
Oh, I did. He then responds, some folk are dumb enough to buy into it, but I don't go for that. I want folk into reading books as they're generally more intelligent.
Wait, what? Wait.
Yes.
Give me that sentence again.
Some folk are dumb enough to buy into it, but I don't go for that because I want folk into reading books as they're generally more intelligent audience.
Did he have a stroke while typing this?
I think he is a stroke.
Or was like his, he was using like talk to text or Alexa or something because he can't type because he was too busy jerking himself off while fingering his ass like that other article says. So like it kept cutting in and out because his internet connection was worse than mine.
Yeah.
Those are the only two options I can think of.
I just feel bad for Cecil and his anti-Comicsgate cronies because they'll never have talent CG has, and they know it. First of all, motherfucker, you're not Comicsgate. You never were. You're a goddamn grifter. Every fucking response he posts this piece of shit book in a link.
Wait, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction.
Oh yeah, he said publicly that he said publicly that he hates white people.
Hence why his avatar is him with his face painted white.
Yeah. Yeah, he hates white people, but he has no problem with Jews.
So he loves both Israel and the Jews.
He does love Israel and the Jews.
Oh, okay. And his pronouns are sire and your majesty.
So
I would have so much fun with that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, you can. You can probably follow him on Twitter just to get blocked if you want to.
Probably. you know that's what I'm doing.
And if you're listening, John, feel free to jump in the Discord, buddy. Should I throw out the Discord link?
Yeah, I feel like you should.
Jump in the Discord if you want to refute the fact that you're a fucking sped. There you go. I'll throw this out there. Just jump in the waiting room, man.
Oh wait, hey, I'm already following him.
Oh, good. if you're listening, John,
we must have shat talk him another time. Oh my god, that can't be right. He was born September 11th. That has to be just an attempt at a joke, right?
Matt Christie says he has the keys to the loser cruiser. But yeah, John, I'll open up. I wasn't going to take calls tonight, but if you want to call in, I'll call you a fucking sped to your face. I don't give a shit. You can defend yourself. I'm not that big of an asshole.
And this motherfucker has like coordinates for his location. I'm trying to cut. Come on, copy, you fuck. I want to see what this pulls up.
Okay. But, our conversation wasn't even over then. I asked him, I said, so now potential customers are too stupid to buy your product? Jesus Christ, man, do you read your tweets or are you so pompous that you think you're better than other people? Like, I mean, what do you call that? Oh, I don't like stupid people buying my books. So,
yeah, and I don't like his face. What's the point?
Right. I mean, who's fucking counting, right? Oh, nobody in the waiting room yet. If he is watching.
Imagine my shock.
If he is watching, he's a giant bitch. But
more of a bitch than Comic Book Hut?
More of a bitch than Comic Book Hut. I would actually apologize to Comic Book Hut after today.
Damn.
But after he and then he replies, "Oh, they're not potential customers. They're not going to read. They don't care about books. Just BS." Because I haven't backed 14 fucking projects since CG went active. I haven't bought books for you to fucking get so we could review them together on the fucking channel.
Right. So I can't. Okay, is this guy retarded?
Yes.
Because those coordinates definitely pull up like an actual place.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Like I'm not gonna give it away because I'm not for doxing, but I can fucking see.
You know why? Because we're not fucking horrible people. That's why you're not gonna give it away.
Like I can see exactly what those. If this is this guy's actual address, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. But
I mean, I'll say like what state I'm in and kind of but goddamn, I'm not gonna put the coordinates to where I live.
Now listen to this. I just care about books. So do my readers and customers and potential customers. And there's a lot out there on Amazon who don't follow Twitter nonsense. Motherfucker, if you just care about books, why are you trolling around for threads to get into fucking beefs with people with? Like, what are you doing?
He must have Google Alerts set up for.
Oh no, he just searches
for his acronym.
He searches Twitter for JDA and John Delarose and all that shit every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But here he comes. Anti-CG loves to harass and no, excuse me, I responded. No, you care about spinning a victim narrative to condone your own brand of bullshit. If you cared about books, you'd be writing and not threatening to dox people poking fun of you on Twitter, for fuck's sake. Anti-CG loves to harass and waste my time. I come out with books every month. Quality over quantity, you piece of shit. I don't want to read one of your fucking toilet paper written fucking trash fire mags.
That you post in every single goddamn tweet.
Every single one. Every fucking tweet. Oh, let's see. We got a new viewer. Let's see if he's in the No, not in the waiting room. Come on, John. Where you at, buddy? Just want to talk.
We'll be nice.
Just want to be your friend, John.
Yeah. We want to be internet friends.
I want to be your internet friend. John, I want to be your friend, John. But
we'll buy and review your book if you come on the show.
You'll buy and we'll review your book. I already told this motherfucker he's not getting a dime from me ever.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ever. And that's as far as I can go because he has me blocked. unfortunately. But we went a little further. And I basically called him a disingenuous piece of trash. I told him, I was like, look, I wish you well in your endeavors, but you'll never get a fucking dime from me, man. You're a disingenuous SJ fucking W. You are exactly what you claim to hate. But that's not all I wanted to cover. I wanted to show some receipts. Okay? Because this all came up over the last couple of days because he threatened to dox Just a Girl on Twitter. Just a Girl, aka Miss Troy Biggins, the big comic book fan, big proponent of Comicsgate, paid thousands for comics, made thousands more with retweets and sharing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She was trying to figure out a way for John to be forgiven by Comicsgate and be let back into the fold.
Post a video of himself giving him doing a home circumcision.
She was being completely and wholly sincere. And this motherfucker goes off on a tirade.
Is there a place for that on this show?
What?
Being completely and wholly sincere?
Yeah. I mean, me calling him a giant bitch is completely sincere. I think he's a fucking cuckold.
That's a good point.
I mean, I think he likes to watch his women get fucked. I mean, he can't...
You mean his boyfriends?
No, probably. He probably likes to watch them get fucked too.
Yeah.
If more than one person can stand him, then yes. He probably has to wait outside his own house, so. But anyway, it comes down to him saying that she's fighting with him, and she's like, I'm not fighting, I've already won, you just lost a customer. And he's like, I checked my roles with your real name, and you didn't back any of my campaigns. Please stop concern trolling me. It's like, you don't know my real name. I do.
Wait. Hold on. So she said you lost a customer, meaning she's not buying his book. And then he says, I checked and you didn't buy it. She just said that, you dumb fuck.
No. Anyways. Having lost a customer implies that you were a customer in the past.
No, well, it means you're a potential customer.
Right. Well,
like she was going to and then decided not to.
Yeah. Imagine trying to appease Cannibal. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Extras. Like, these motherfuckers, they're insane. But he's like, I do. You people are not good at being sly as much as you whine about these things. How? I've sued SJWs and their corporations for harassing me, and successfully. I'm really good at interneting. He said that. And I don't like people messing with me. Then get the fuck off the internet, you fucking piece of shit.
That fucking sounds like something I would say when I'm being a smartass with how great I am at using modern technology.
Yeah, get the fuck off the internet if you don't want to be messed with. Okay? None of us want to be messed with. But you know what? We're big boys. We deal with it.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it. I want people to mess with me. Yeah. You gotta work out your bantering chops and stuff. I welcome it.
Yeah, but no, he's a piece of crap. He threatened to dox her, and she left Twitter completely. She's just gone. And that's a big loss for Comicsgate. That's bad.
Yeah, Jesus.
We also have, and I made mention of this in the Discord previously when I was talking about setting this segment up, but this was back when he was using the name Tom Brady fan account and didn't have Joker paint on his face in his avatar. But he's friendly with Renfamous. One of the...
Oh, imagine my shock.
Yeah, one of the key harassers, one of the key SJWs harassing and trying to take down Comicsgate. And this motherfucker is just being buddy-buddy with her.
Fucking... That fucking bitch went after Jesse, who's not even part of this shit, because he made fun of her.
No, I know.
Like, what the fuck? Stay in your own lane, you bitch.
Yeah, but no, that's That's his friend base. That's who he likes. That's who he likes to cohort around with.
Oh, and he
He's fucking.
sued SJWs.
He is an SJW. I said that in my first post. But yeah,
Yeah.
he is an SJW. Like there is no forwards, backwards, or left field about it. Like this motherfucker is everything that he claimed to not be.
Social justice wanker.
Yeah, no shit. But we're not done yet. I have more. But wait, there's more. Cockbag.
We need to add that to the soundboard.
And I got to give a big shout out to Panboy, aka the Soy Child. He's got some fantastic archives of some of this shit. But here he's got JDA has shown repeatedly that he misuses the personal info of CGers to dox and harass. Too much evidence for me to forgive a person who would do that to CG customers repeatedly. This is the tip of the iceberg. I'm saving the rest for the courts. Hashtag Comicsgate. But, you know, here we've got John Delarose, Christian Genius Writing Grand Mastermind, or whatever the fuck his name was then. This is how the lies of the crazies in CG get out of control. No, I didn't dox anyone. And he spells dox with 2 X's. It's 1 X, you dumb motherfucker. Go back to Gamergate and learn fucking how to spell. I will happily do so, though. So it's best not to screw with me. Fucking big man. Should I pull up a picture of this ugly son of a bitch?
You really should.
And here we've got...
this is what I've been waiting for.
Oh,
Hold on. I need to put...
Okay. Go ahead and put it in the show links. I'll keep going. But here he is...
no, I was pulling this up in full screen, but I'll find a picture of him.
Yeah, here he is with Hothulu, the Forbidden Spork. One of my favorite follows. She's just funny as fuck. She runs a head shop. She's a great mom. Man, he fucks with her on the regular. Now, this is another instance where John wasn't even
where's her head shop? Because I'm looking to move out of Michigan.
Oh, maybe hit her up on Twitter. I'll DM her for you. But anyway, this is another instance where he hasn't even been tagged. They're just discussing some shit, and he just saunters in. What exactly gave John the right to dox Sweetcast? Someone in his chat said something offensive? Dude, people have the right to toss people out for anything. It's other people's choices to follow what they say. So blame the ones who go with it, not the ones who call for it. Or not just the one who calls for it, or whatever. I'm not quite sure the context of that or whatever, but he comes in. I hope you get doxxed for lying about people and harassing me on the internet. You should learn a lesson and act like an adult. Does he not just, does his words not make, and not just the voice that I make, but does he not sound like a fucking spoiled 6-year-old?
I mean, he sounds like a retarded, spoiled 6-year-old.
Well, I mean, yeah. Who's that? Here's
I post his biopic from his website in the show suggestion.
Oh, is that a good one?
It's pretty good.
Well, here's oh man, hold on. Got some windows. Okay. Here's him responding to Panboy talking about work campaign. I want all of you doxxed. I never said otherwise. Stop harassing people. Like this motherfucker.
What?
Like, I don't understand when criticism became harassment, or when these creators just got such fucking thin skin.
And
oh yes. Ooh, can I be the judge of Comics Court? Zero. Can I be the judge of Comics Court, please? I'll call them all soy boys. But yeah, that was in response to. Sorry, liquor went down the wrong pipe.
Ooh. Oh, gotta love that one.
Whew. And then it made me sneeze. Ah, there is now irrefutable evidence that John Delarose has threatened to dox YouTubers. The disturbance with Mertz started over with suspicion that him and JDA were working together to dox me. My legal defense case just got a lot stronger. Thanks, you morons. And I hope, for the love of God, that Pan actually goes through with this lawsuit and it actually fruites into something so these motherfuckers actually start acting up. Like, start acting right.
You know,
Oh, that's the same
if
one.
if there was a comic skate court or whatever, and I could proceed over that, this is what I would say to him.
You're fired.
Online harassment is one thing, but responding to somebody on Twitter with a fuck you or you're an idiot isn't online harassment, in my opinion.
No, not at all.
I mean, you can say, hey, your book is trash and I hope you die, and that's still not harassment.
Right.
Now,
see, which is such a. I'm sorry. I need to go off on a tangent.
Go ahead. Go off, King.
Like I can see if like saying like go kill yourself. Okay, I could see saying that as being slightly harassment, but saying I hope you die is harassment. No, everybody's gonna fucking die at some point.
Yeah.
Just because you're sitting there like, you know, hoping that you at least outlive some motherfucker to at least be able to see the obituary, that's not harassment. I'm sorry. We're all going to die at some point. That's just a natural fact. So, i.e., not harassment. Go fuck yourselves. Anyways, okay.
But, no, and just like Matt said, you know, online harassment, ha ha ha, fucking log off. Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, now
I thought you were going to say long hole, long hole.
One thing I will say is there are ideas of online harassment. I don't even know what they would be, but it definitely isn't critiquing somebody's comic book or calling them a fucktard for threatening to dox somebody.
No, I mean, if you're in like every single post.
No,
like,
not even that. I don't think you can online harass somebody on Twitter. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's possible. It's an open forum. Anybody can come and go as they please.
Yeah, maybe not with Twitter,
but
specifically.
But like if if I kept sending you pictures of my dick on every social media platform ever, that might be fucking online harassment.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, but something like that. But it just if you have the ability to block me and you just choose not to and instead cry harassment, then I'm sorry. You're just a whiny bitch. Like there's no harassment there. There's nothing wrong with what people are doing. And this motherfucker, he comes on, and this isn't the only couple of occurrences either. I mean, there are more who just continue to just. Or a laughing emoji. Yes, a laughing emoji is definitely online harassment. I will be pressing charges tonight. If somebody. Do not spam the chat with laughing emojis, guys. Please. Please. I don't want to have to dox and sue all of you.
Every single one of you. We're going to get a super lawyer.
Yeah, I'm going to get Mark Zaid on it. Me and Mark.
I will testify in court on Church's behalf. Don't worry, buddy. I got this. You won't end up in the electric chair with me up there. Don't worry.
Yes, I will. Now, that's about all the stuff that I had pulled up to talk about with this guy. But I mean, it staggers my imagination that this guy calls himself a professional. You know who you don't see that kind of behavior from?
Jonathan Hickman?
Absolutely. Or Ethan Van Sciver. Now, Ethan Van Sciver will get in some shit fits with people. Don't get me wrong. But not like that. And he doesn't attempt to grift his book in every fucking response he makes on somebody else's thread. Like, I want to know what that fucking feature is. Because I just want to do it with my show every time I go onto somebody else's thread that I don't like. get some of their fans watching the show.
I need to actually I need to go sub to Comic Book Hut's YouTube channel and actually turn on notifications next time he's live streaming.
If someone threatens
That
to
reminds
dox me,
me,
I
I
take it as
for-
a threat to my life, and I take steps accordingly. I can always use more fertilizer on the farm. I'm sure you meant in your farm on Minecraft, Matt. I'm
Well, yeah.
absolutely I absolutely understand where you're going with that, and I 100% agree. I feel like Exus here is making another shot at that idiot that was making friends with me earlier. And I'm not going to read that one out loud, but I see you, buddy, and your laughing emojis. You'll get my court summons. I'm joking, obviously. I'm joking, but no. I like the idea of comics court though. That's something I think we need to work out these disputes. But all in all, this kind of brings me around to something I was thinking about before. We've got about another 10-15 minutes of the show. As many of these crowdfunding things are getting popular and more and more people are backing them and all this shit's going on. Do you think it's time that Indiegogo and Kickstarter and any other platforms put a barrier in between the backers and the creators?
How I would do it, because typically, one of the perks is like you get your name in like the backers list, like on the book or whatever that kind of shit. There should be an opt out option.
Well, not even that.
They should like.
That's usually a special perk or whatever, or a certain tier.
Right.
I feel you there, but what more of what I'm getting at?
But if you want like that perk, like you want the other stuff in there, but you don't want like your information presented, so they can see that stuff, you should have a little like opt out of that section.
Yeah. Well, what I'm more or less getting at is, do you think that maybe creators shouldn't have access until the campaign is over, and the information should be kind of randomized? Now, yeah, if you're the only guy that backed at $300, they're going to know who you are.
Right.
But if you're one of 1,000 people that backed at a certain price point, there's no reason that creator needs your email if they're going through Indiegogo for their updates. Okay.
Well, that's why I think you should make it like do you want this person to be able to see your information, to contact you, whatever, blah 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 blah, and you can check yes or no. Just doesn't matter what tier you pick. Just make it a checkbox.
Oh, Zero. If you're actually 13, you have to get the hell off, man. Copa says that you can't be here.
Unless you have your parents' permission.
No, not even that. I can't advertise.
Really?
I can't advertise for its kid under Copa. You're not costing me $30,000.
Oh, so it's not like Disney.com where you have to have your parents' permission.
It's about advertising to kids, not kids viewing your content.
Gotcha.
Oh, he's not leaving. He said.
I tried. 18 up here,
Yeah.
folks.
Well, I tried. I tried to get him out. YouTube, don't dox me, bro. But no, I think that we need I think that there needs to be a separation of backer and creator at this point, because these idiots, they can't take criticism. And it's not all of them. Like I said, I'd never expect this from Ethan Van Sciver. I'd never expect this from even Doug TeNapel. I'd never expect this from, Von Klaus. I'd never expect it from Sweetcast. I'd never expect it from Eric Weathers. I'd honestly, I'd never expect it from that Umbrella guy. And a lot of people have some mixed opinions about that guy, but I wouldn't expect him to just dox a backer because they got into a disagreement with him. But the fact that they can and that they're allowed to have these, this information and that they can weaponize it's going to lead to something bad one day. And if if there's 1,000 people that backed your book, maybe you don't get their email address. Maybe you just get their shipping information. Maybe people need to stop announcing that they back projects. Maybe backer numbers need to be privated. Because if there are going to be people out there that are going to weaponize your information, then it's not going to be anything good for the entire industry. Because people like me, I'm eventually just going to stop backing projects if this shit goes on. Because it's not worth it. I have 3 fucking kids.
Right.
I don't need some fucking weirdo on Twitter showing up at my house because I called him a fuck ass.
Especially this guy.
Well, I'm not really worried about him. I don't know that he could actually read a map.
Or drive a car.
Oh, his Zero's 2 dads said this was okay, so 2 or 3 dads, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But, I'm not worried about John Delarose because, obviously the man can't type, he can't write, and he can't sell comic books. That's why he doesn't really appear on the top 25 of Comicsgate, even though he puts out a book every month. God damn it, Ayrton, he puts out a book every month. Why isn't he on the top 100?
Every month? Oh my god!
He might be on the top 100. Should we? Let me pull up his picture. I think people need to see who this ray of sunshine is. Here we go.
They really did. I wouldn't search it up for them. You gotta pull it up.
Yeah. I like his fake MAGA hat.
And like
that's just wonderful.
Okay, can we just talk about his face for a second?
Where does it end?
One eye is no, one eye is smaller than the other one.
There we go. Let's get that up on screen for the people. This is John Delarose. Exactly. Some of the people that follow him are probably smart enough to read a fucking map.
I'm going to preface this by saying my brother has Down syndrome, and this guy looks like somebody that would have been in my brother's classes when he was still in school.
No, Ayrton, this is fetal alcohol syndrome. His mommy just drank too much while he was in the womb.
I don't. The nose isn't smushed out enough.
No, he looks like a pug, Ayrton. He looks like a human pug.
It's like a fucking pug that's done way too much crack.
Well, there is that, but yeah.
His teeth are 4 centimeters long. How is he this fat? He can't chew anything with those teeth.
Oh, but yeah, that's the guy.
I'm not saying I'm in great shape, but come on, man.
Greta's
and
brother.
my teeth aren't that great either.
Zero, we're fucking with you back, buddy.
And coffee.
Zero, we're fucking with you back, buddy. That's all. It's all love here, man. Really, even if you're John Delarose, if he would have come on here and talked with us like a fucking man, we might have been able to work through this. But you know what? He's not a fucking man. He's a goddamn SJW piece of shit who just doesn't fucking. He has no ground to stand on. He's less than a person in my regard at this point.
Do you think he has more of a tard voice than Crippled Jesus?
Crippled Jesus has an amazing, booming African-American voice. What are you talking about? Crippled Jesus sounds like fucking Morgan Freeman compared to this guy. Okay? Crippled Jesus is Samuel L. Jackson in comparison to this guy's fucking Tom Hanks before he hit puberty.
Hold on. And what is this fucking guy's Twitter bio say again? Leading Hispanic voice? Motherfucker, you went out and suntanned for 20 minutes. How is any of that Hispanic?
Yeah.
His hair is lighter than mine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah, that's JDA for you guys. That's the guy who thinks he's better than everybody else in comics. He thinks that who is this fine specimen? Oh man, for the low price of whatever the cost of Clockwork Girl is, he can be yours. So pull that up. Clockwork.
at this point.
Well, I've actually got another complaint with him. Amazon or JDA. We'll just put JDA in there. I'm sure it'll come up. I mean, the name's not original. It's not even. It's not even a fucking. It's not even a fucking result when you put it in on Twitter. Like you can't Google it.
Somebody in the Discord. Oh, hand banana in the Discord looks like Dick Masterson if he was autistic.
Oh my god, it's not even the first Amazon book under that title. What is the name of this fucker's book?
Are you serious?
No, is it not Clockwork Girl?
Clockwork. Hold on. Let me go back.
Oh,
to
Clockwork
fucking
Dance.
Twitter.
Okay, Clockwork Dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dancer.
Clockwork Dancer. Okay. Yeah, that's how. Okay, there we go. Amazon Clockwork Wind Up Dancer Dancing. Clockwork Dancer Issue 1 ebook. Okay, let's pull this up here. Let me get a nice, good picture.
Oh my! Wait, he has a fucking video called "Comics Writer Pro Secrets Number 9: How to and How Not to Promote Comics and Art Successfully." It's fucking 8 minutes.
Oh no, we're not watching that.
I'm a bestseller again, and the haters are going crazy. And that video, oh, holy, an hour-long stream, Jesus.
Yeah, we're not watching that. Oh, come on. Do you not have a bigger picture of your fucking cover, man? What is wrong with you?
Sorry, I'm looking through his website.
That's okay. But one thing I want to point out when I pull this
Wait,
up,
he has a tab called "Wear My Swag." Sorry, continue.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm going to put this link in the chat for you guys. Oh yeah, you can call in. I mean, we're not doing call-ins tonight, but yeah, there's a Discord. Join the Discord. We'll put you in the pulpit callers. You can call in tomorrow night when we're doing a call-in show. But there is a link there. Somebody get him a Discord link while I pull this up. Throw a Discord link in the chat for me if you would.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so
Oh fucking hell! Discord updated. How do I do this now?
One thing I want you guys to notice is that John Del Rosa is the writer, not the artist. Now, you see this number 1 right here?
No, but continue.
Oh, you don't. I mean, you don't need a Discord per se, but if you want to call in, we do use Discord for the call-ins. Yeah. Why can I hear myself? I guess it was just a fluke. Anyway, this number 1 here on screen on this Clockwork Dancer.
Yeah.
It's covering the artist's signature.
What the fuck?
Like, how fucking disrespectful is that? Because the cover's probably the best thing about this fucking book.
Yeah, I mean, it's intriguing. I'll give him that. Like, if I didn't know anything about this guy and I just stumbled across this not for $8, but
not for $3 in digital either.
No. How about a nickel and some pocket lit there, buddy?
Yeah. Let's look at all this shit that he's got out. He writes a book a month, Ayrton. So why does he only have 5 books up on his Amazon?
Because he's only been doing it for 8 months.
So 5 books in 8 months. Oh no, he's got more. Never mind. I'm wrong. No, he literally puts
No.
out a book a month, it looks like. Jesus
Huh.
Christ.
I bet they're great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
Just the best of the best, the top. Nobody's better than him. People come up to him all the time and say, John, how are your books so good? And he says, like, I don't know. I can't help it. I'm just that good.
I don't know, man. It just... Oh, you're good, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. Just, let us know. Grab Discord whenever you feel like it if you want to call in. Not a problem.
Yeah.
But we definitely appreciate you coming by. We invite you over. We do this every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 11:30 midnight. We do, we occasionally do one on Monday and one on Wednesday if I'm not, dying.
By occasionally, usually every week.
Yeah. Well, lately it's been less on Mondays because I've been dying. But anyway. I think that'll about wrap it up. Thanks for letting me get all that about JDA off my chest. He's a piece of crap, and I don't feel bad for him. I hope his books fail. I hope people realize that he's just a piece of garbage and everything that he claims to hate.
But according to his website, he's a best-selling author.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. So is that bitch that wrote Twilight. So's the bitch that wrote 50 Shades of Grey.
Which is a fucking Twilight fan fiction, is how that shit started out. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's not a Twilight fan fiction. There are no vampires. It's just a BDSM fan fiction.
No, that's like, I don't know. I was reading something, and that's how, like, the author, like, that's how she started it when she was writing it, was a Twilight fan fiction. And then, like, changed it to, like, not include vampires or some shit. I don't know. It was weird as fuck.
Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for showing up. Zero, welcome to the show. We hope to see you again, buddy. Matt Christie, as always. Danielle is definitely passed out on the bathroom floor with a bottle of wine. Novel Bro is watching women fight right about now, I believe. I believe the Holly Holm fight's about to come up. But
why are you doxing his porn references?
That's not porn. I was watching women fight before the show. I'm going to go watch women fight again now. But anyway, I definitely appreciate all you guys. Ayrton, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to do before we get out of here?
Of course. Just say goodnight, everybody.
All right. Right on time. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a good one.